Hello, channel watchers. I'm back, and I am playing the E100. This is a tank I picked up right before I stopped playing before, and I have almost no experience in it. I'm not used to how big it is. I'm not used to how slow it is and how differently you have to play it to make the armor work. And so this is not a masterclass. This is like watching me learning how to play the E100 a little bit. So our team decided to deploy in a way where it was like I don't know, like two heavy tanks to take the entire city. So I decided not to push my way in there and kind of get isolated. So I just kind of camped in the back. I know it's kind of campy and horrible, but yeah, that's kind of what I did. I just didn't want to push into there because I've done that. I've been more aggressive in the E100 and I got worked pretty bad before. So right now, I'm just kind of hanging back. And this guy pushed in, and the shot velocity, I don't have the good gun either. I have the E75's gun. The pen is the same, so like 246 or something like that. So that end of things isn't much different, but it only does about like 490 damage, and it's got like a 12-second reload from what I remember. So I've had some polarizing games in the E100. It's like either really, really good or really, really bad. And it seems to really get set on fire pretty easy. Um, the engine gets knocked out a lot. It's kind of like driving a really big Tiger, because when I drove that tank, that happened to me a lot because I guess the engine or the transmission's in the front, and if that gets set on fire, then everything else gets set on fire too. So I'm doing a little bit of side scraping and sniping at the tortoise back here, and I'm trying to hit his little weak spot. And I'm trying hard not to just heat round through the front of everybody because I don't know. I want to try and shoot for the weak spots and learn the weak spots on all the new vehicles. And I know the E100 really isn't like a great vehicle anymore. It's not meta or anything. Like it's having trouble even penning a tier 9 tank destroyer. I know that weak spot on the tortoise isn't very big, but the other one isn't really reliable to go through with 240 pen really either, unless you're going to shoot heat and then or the APCR rounds, which this thing has. Then it's a little bit different, but I had a little bit of a duel with the tortoise going on, and then and then I get blasted in the side because I'm pulling out a bit too far. So this one does go in, and we were shooting at each other quite a few times, and I'm just kind of practicing the side scraping where you kind of eke your turret out a little bit, and then I get set on fire, and then my guys in my tank aren't happy because they're on fire. They're running around inside of the tank, and it's all Schnell, put out the fire, right? So I pull forward again, engine's dead, and I'm like, okay. I've been stuck behind this stupid brick building for a lot of the game, and I know it's my doing, and it's because I'm not playing super aggressively, but um, we've kind of pulled the game back a fair bit. We're pretty even now, and the tortoise, I don't know why, he just decided to drive up and then turn broadside in front of me, so I took him out, and things weren't looking too terrible now. So I'm going to pull out again, and I'm just going to peek around the corner, and whatever's there just doesn't really want to pull out in front of me. And then there's an AE phase 1, who's the one who shot me before, and this is another tank that I'm not super familiar with. I now know like a little bit about the side of the tank. Has this big like man bulge in the side. Just kind of looks like a sphere that was like bullied into the side of it. It's really weird. And this guy must have just shot because I don't know why he didn't just blast me in the face. So I got a pretty clean shot into him there. And I couldn't quite tell if the IS-4 was inside or outside of that building, and it turns out that he was like inside of the building or on the outside of the building coming around. And the shot went a little bit high into the left, and I don't know if that would have penned his turret, honestly. And I don't know if this piece of cover in front of me is a good piece of cover or not either. But either way, because I start straightening out my tank for some stupid reason, and I didn't angle my turret either, I take a shot right there from the IS-4, and that was bad play. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm learning. And this is the E100 the way, if it was like a tier 10 Soviet tank, this is how fast the E100 would be. This is at ×2 speed. So Now I'm going to go up and I'm going to try and fight the IS-4, even though I don't really have too much hit points left. I haven't really used them super effectively, I don't think, either. Getting set on fire wasn't really great either. So I'm going to pull around here, not super carefully either, and I'm going to put one into the back of the IS-4. And there is an IS-M, which I thought was engaged by 2 tanks, but he just wanted to shoot me in the back instead. I guess that was really easy shot to take, so he fired, and then I think he gets killed. And now I'm going to have to like 1v1 this IS-4. And so he comes around, and I take a chance shot at the side of his tank, and it doesn't go through, and he shoots me in the lower plate, because again, I didn't angle properly, again. But here, where I tried to really double down and pay attention to what I was doing, I could see he was aiming for the top of my tank on some kind of one of the bulges. And so I'm able to hit him there, and then I start angling my turret again, give him like a 45-degree angle, and being that this turret was buffed a while ago, it's strong if you can turn it to the side. And so the weak spots on the IS-4 are really small, and I can really only hit them at point blank range. So I just keep turning my turret sideways, and I don't know what the standard beak is doing. he refused to pen this IS-4 from behind. So I ended up just doing a face hug battle with the IS-4, and it made me feel a little bit good about learning the how that E100 works. And like, I took way too many hits from straightening out my hull, and the same problem exists with the E75. It's just, I find this is just a whole hell of a lot slower. So it's an interesting tank. I'm not sure if I'm completely in love with it yet. I've only played one game with the big gun, which I have unlocked now, and it is satisfying to do 750 damage, and it doesn't seem like it's too much different than the regular guns. It's got the same pen. It just does like 300 more damage. So that end of things has turned out pretty good. I don't know, okay damage. This isn't an amazing game. I'm not teaching you how to play the E100 or anything right now. This is you watching me learning how to play the E100. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Not a super long video, but I'm going to be pumping out stuff out fairly quick here. And I'll see you guys again in the next video. Cheers.